Exactly. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, agreed. Yeah, 100%. It's got to be like a real plant or thing that you can get, like a piece of wood. Like cinnamon would be a smell that doesn't bother me. But like they've got this fucking god awful apple cinnamon that smells like, I don't know, like fucking frosting or something. It's so gross where I work. It fucking drives me nuts. I hate it. Yeah, like it smells like somebody shit a bunch of fucking apple cinnamon muffins or something on the floor and then like started burning them. You know? You didn't want to hear that description. I realized after I said it how awful that sounded. But you gotta understand, man, I gotta fucking like spend 8 hours in that fucking garbage smell. Like that's fucking terrible. They plugged it into the fucking office, and I briefly considered chucking it across the fucking street, but I just unplug it and open a window because the little office room that I sleep in is so small. It airs out really quick, and that shit, I just unplug it and stop it because I'm like, I'm not going to try to fucking sleep in a room with air freshener in it. That's gross. Um, right now, the people I work with are kind of stupid, so. Sometimes we get like normal people who are like, yeah, no, we're not gonna like try to fill a house full of men with air freshener. It's not reasonable. Guys just have a fucking, like there's just gonna be a sweaty kind of gross smell in the house because it's just how that works. It's just 12 guys in a house that live there. It's gonna smell like 12 guys living in a house, and it really, all you've done now is as my brother used to say, when he was talking about using air freshener in the bathroom, because my mom like always wants to use air freshener in the bathroom. My brother was like, "Oh, great! Now it's shit on a hot date." Like you still smell the bad smell, and now it's just got this other awful, horrible other smell going with it to sort of mix with the bad smell. I don't understand why air freshener is a thing that people even buy. Oh, because it's the bacteria in the air. I can see that. Uh, I burning a match seems to work too for a lot of that. The sulfur smell is just enough that it like just kind of cancels out any real nasty smell. Um, like my dad used to sit and take like a shit in the mornings for like an hour, right? But he'd be smoking cigarettes and like reading his paper in the back bathroom. So there were like two bathrooms, so it would be the back bathroom, and it wasn't terrible. It just smelled like cigarettes because the cigarettes and the light, the matches that he'd light his fucking cigarettes with overpowered any of the shit smell. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure lots of people have. It's a good topic for one. Yeah. That does sound like Dave Attell. You're almost doing his voice there. Like that was. Yeah, you know what? It's the expression in his voice, if that makes sense. Yeah, the cadence, I guess, is that would be the term. Jesus. Only Norm would count all the fucking jokes in a special. Like, cause like, I mean, that's one of those things where you gotta be like, you fucking counted what? Homie. Fucking stop. Oh, that makes sense. That sounds like a good norm joke there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Of anybody who would do that kind of shit, Norm is the one that would do that kind of shit. Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing: smart people recognize that being smart is not something other people want to hear about. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to be like, oh, you're so smart, you figured this shit out. No, nobody wants to. You sound like you're a braggadocious asshole. They just want to fucking think you're one of the dummies like everybody else. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think when I was younger, I did the storytelling thing where you'd tell stories about how smart you were and instead of having conversations. Until I ran into some people that told stories that weren't actually true and also were kind of like that. And I was like, oh, fuck, I sound like that motherfucker? Whew, hell no. Oh, that's not going to work for me. Yep, it was exactly like that, yeah. Except this guy would come up with like the most insane shit. And he would expect you to believe it. Like, his brother had a car that was built out of special angles to make it so that the police's radar couldn't hit it, so they couldn't tell how fast he was going. Like, that would somehow stop him from getting pulled over. Oh, yeah, that's not. It gets better. It's not it. Not at all. That's not all the car did. You know what else that car did? This is amazing. That car also would generate a signal so he could tell the police's radar thing any speed he wanted them to think he was going. That was... No. But we were in our, like, mid-fucking 20s at this point. Like, I had already been, like, drinking for a while. Like, we were in our mid-20s, and he expected to believe that he would go out driving and fuck with the cops, making with this thing, and it was just like... He was a cool guy. That was the part that was weird about it. You know what I mean? Like, he was normally, like, he was an alright guy. Like, we were hanging, you know, somebody I would normally hang out with and bullshit with. So it was totally unnecessary to do that. Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate, like, things. Yeah, that's what I got to the point where, because one of the guys I worked with was like that. He said, you know what? We all know it's bullshit. Just enjoy the story. He's like, he's telling fun stories and just appreciate the creativity that goes into it. Because I was like, you know, we should fucking say something. And he was like, don't. It's not. That's not cool. Like, it's not worth it. Yeah. Well, like I said, I was really lucky. There was a guy, we were in our early to mid 20s. And one of the guys that worked with us was in his, like, mid to late 30s. So it was nice that I had that guy to tell me, like, don't be an asshole. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Just resist, my friend. Resist. He's a good guy. You like hanging out and chatting with him. Don't ruin that over some bullshit. Yeah, yeah. It's not. It's like it's not going to hurt you. You know it's not true. I know it's not true. It doesn't matter. You know. It's not like he's defrauding somebody and making money off it or something like that. So it was nice. Yeah, I was really lucky to have somebody at that point when I was working in that place and have somebody who was old enough to be like, yeah, dude, whatever. Yeah, yeah, it's a self-defeating situation. God damn, you're right. That's a really good comparison and even more fucking irritating. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my god, are you fucking serious? That's the dumb. That's you probably haven't. It's just been a while, and I've forgotten already. That's they were all like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, what are you talking about? This is the dumbest. This it sounds like a fucking like it's straight out of a fucking movie." Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It might have been. Wasn't there that movie with fucking Gene Wilder playing a deaf guy and Richard Pryor playing a blind guy? See no evil, hear no evil. If I remember correctly, it might have just been see no evil. There might not have been a hear no evil. Might just be see no evil. But I think that was the name of the movie. I could be wrong. But it seems like if you remember it being the name and I remember being the name, that's a fairly good chance. Um, yeah. I remember seeing a little clip of it in one of the YouTube shorts. So I was thinking about that and I was like, oh, it wouldn't surprise me if that's where he got it. Like it was a scene from that movie, maybe. Yeah, yeah, the guy that would see would drive. He wouldn't even, like, there'd be no point. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, like, it happens in all the cowboy movies anyway, right? Like, you calling me a liar? And then it's fighting words, you know what I mean? So it's like, do you want to fight your friend? Because you're kind of starting to fight when you, like, tell that guy, like, you're fucking lying, dude. Now, if it was you're lying and it's costing me money, oh fuck yeah, I want to fight that guy. I'm not gonna be friends with that guy. But if it's just you're lying and it's just to make yourself feel better, whatever, dude. I'm not gonna fucking. I'm not stupid. I don't believe it, but I'm not gonna harsh your jam. I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, you loser. Like there's no point in that. It'd be kind of an exercise in unnecessary cruelty. Oh man, that's actually kind of fun though, because I did start to get a kick out of the stories at a certain point. I don't remember anything other than the car now because it was a long time ago, like 20 years. But That car story was creative. He was getting really into it. Little. It was a dumb story, but it was like. But the idea that like his brother had a magic car, like he obviously thought highly of his brother. He was very impressed by his brother and wanted everybody to think highly of his brother as well. And I can appreciate that. That's the part I appreciate about it, I think. Not everybody, some people get along with their brothers. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, that makes perfect sense because it's like this guy will chatter like a fucking monkey and I can just hang out and no one's going to bother me. And he's chattering like a monkey so no one else is going to come over and try to chat at me at the same time. This is only going to work out in my favor. This only works out in my favor. What is it? Just to switch topics here a little bit before I forget, because I'm switching my schedule back. I had a fucking one of those nights where you just don't sleep and you gotta fucking get back to when you're sleeping tonight again, kind of thing. But I watched Red One, which is a new Christmas movie that just came out this year with The Rock and Chris Evans. And I forget who plays Santa, but he's a fairly well-known actor too, and he was pretty fucking buff looking, like for an old man. But the premise is Santa Claus gets kidnapped by somebody, and Chris Rock is like his security elf guy, and they have to get Chris Evans to help, but he's on the naughty list because Chris Evans is the one that somehow hacked information on where Santa was off of some government database and gave it through intermediaries to the kidnapper by accident. So he's on the naughty list. And it was surprisingly quite a lot of fun. There was no like weird DEI shit. It was just a fucking entertaining movie and creative premise, good acting. Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson play off each other actually pretty well. I was surprised. They both have fairly decent comedic timing, too, so it really worked for the kind of slapsticky sort of humor that was going on. So if you're looking for a movie to watch that's just fun, I would recommend Red One, just because it's that time of year, and it's not a shitty movie with a bunch of weird, like, preachy fucking political shit in it. It's just a fun movie about Santa. Yeah, it just came out this year, like recently, like within the last month or two. I think it's like an Amazon movie or something. I don't know. I pirate everything, so I don't, because most of the stuff that's out there is total dog shit. And it's like, I don't want to reward that with my fucking money in a subscription. But there was that. Did you see that Trump is looking to put together a Doge? I thought that was... He No, he said it. He's putting together a Doge, the Department of Government Excess or Expediency or whatever. Efficiency, yeah. And he said he's gonna put Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk in it, running it. Which I'm not a fan of Elon. I am a fan of Vivek. Vivek seems like a pretty smart cat who fucking really understands a lot of the bullshit that's going on with the government. And Elon seems to understand it too. Like, I'm not a huge fan, but I think he would do a good job. I think together they would eliminate a lot of bullshit. Because there's so many government departments, they don't even know how many there are. So it seems like an ironic joke. Yeah, a little oxymoronic. It. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if they close down more than one department, they're in the fucking red, or they're in the black as far as I'm concerned, right? Like you create a government department, it closes down two or three others, boom, you've already made a profit. Not a huge one yet, but a profit nonetheless. The main thing is to they got the House though too. You hear that, right? The Republicans got the House as well. So like they got the House to so they got a lot of power. They get a lot of leeway to do a lot of crazy shit and make it permanent. Um, oh, but they can legislate. See, here's the thing: you can legislate a lot of stuff to. Oh, what's the term you use? It's hard to get laws removed, but they can make a lot of new laws, which should make a big difference in what they can accomplish. They can undo a lot of bad laws by making new laws that amend those laws. They just can't amend the Constitution. And deport them? No, I have no idea. I heard he was talking about putting an emergency cap on credit card percentages, that they wouldn't be able to charge more than 10% on credit cards for for a couple years, so people can pay them down. And I was like, that actually be pretty fucking cool, because credit cards really fuck people's. Oh yeah, a lot of like credit card companies are charging 24, 25%. I've seen that as like a like sales pitch, and I'm like, you got to be fucking with me, right? Like, I ain't paying no 20 fucking percent. Like, I forget what my credit card percentage. I think it's like 12 or 13 or something. But I have a credit card that I regularly pay off and then use and then pay off and stuff because I like to build my credit. Unfortunately, it turns out they fucking screw you over. What are they going to do about the homeless, though? You were. I don't know. It's been so long since I've had to worry about one because I did have to use those a couple times when I was younger until I realized like it was just not worth letting myself get into that situation anymore, and that it was better to like save your fucking money. Yeah. Huh. I'm not against that though. I'm not against that. Um allowing them to just like allowing them to just like set up camps wherever the fuck they want, like live on people's fucking property and shit. Yeah, nah, dude, that's not cool. So I kind of I'm okay with that. I mean, it's one of those things where like there's no good answers. What it unfortunately sounds like. Well, they don't have to go to the camp. They could go to jail. It's not like they're being forced into the camp. Sorry. Like, I hate to say it, but yeah. No, you're not allowed to sleep on the street most of the time. The one difference is it's unconstitutional to tell people they can't sleep in their cars. Because it's like they own that property, but they, you can like kick them out. Like we had the guy that was living in his car, like with the chickens. Did I tell you that guy turned out to be a fucking meth dealer? Yeah. That guy turned out to be a fucking meth dealer. Yeah, the one that was by the work that had the chickens. So that guy was just a total asshole all around. One of our clients is completely off the fucking reservation. He took off from the program he went to. So he completely is out of all the programs now, unfortunately. They caught him for doing the meth, and they were like, all right, we're going to put you in a different program that's a little more strict and has a little more focus on being sober and get you back on track there. And he fucking left it, sadly. So, but luckily we got rid of that guy. His car got towed. He's completely gone. So he can't fuck up any other client's progress and get them all fucking doing meth again. Yes. And we've been working with the police, and they've been trying to, because our clients are a protected class. Because they're conserved, so they're not like independent. Like not all of our clients are conserved, but some of them are, and that puts us in a protected class situation where they have to like do something about it. They can't just let the guy fucking keep dealing meth over there. They have to actually take some action. California voted all the stuff back to being illegal. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think so. Must have been somebody else. Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, we did talk about that. I thought you were talking about stores who just got to raise their prices because they have no option. Like just to like raise their prices to ridiculous amounts of money. Like we have to charge you $500 for a bar of soap because we can't fucking afford to be in business if we don't. Because 90% of our fucking stock gets stolen. It's like. You mean so as opposed to stealing? Yeah, oh no. Whoa, that's awful, man. Yeah. It's like, and I don't feel bad for the people that are put out because now some old lady has to go and ride a bus for like 2 hours to get whatever. It's like, well, then don't fucking vote for that shit. You made it legal for him to go and just steal whatever the fuck he wanted, and that put that business out of business. That's exactly what you asked for. Yeah, it's like my mom doesn't like going into Safeway now because it's all fucking like locked down with fucking locks and stuff like that. And it's like, well, then why are you voting for the people that do that? If you don't like that, then fucking vote for people that don't do that. Like, we have to have laws. And she refuses to see the connection between her fucking decisions and that fucking situation, which is ridiculous. It's like, you voted the people into office. They made it perfectly legal to just go steal whatever the fuck you want, like, which is ridiculous. And these businesses can't run in. They can't stay in business if they're just getting everything stolen all day, every day. And she's like, well, that's ridiculous. They don't have to shut down. It's like, no, they don't have a choice. It's like, it's not that they want to shut down. It's that there's no other option. They cannot fiscally stay in business at all. Like, they can't pay their employees. They can't guarantee their employees' safety. Which, you know, believe it or not, you as an employer, you are responsible for your employees being able to be safe at work. You know, like if you run a business that's very likely to be robbed, you are absolutely required to put your employees in a position where they will be safe if somebody comes in with a gun. That's why you have like gas stations with bulletproof glass and fucking those places you were talking about, the payday advance bullshit. That's why those places almost always have like a little booth that's all bulletproofed up and shit. Well, they probably fucking have guns behind the counter, you know? Well, you're allowed to shoot people in Arizona if they try to kill you or hurt you. Yeah. And use it if necessary. That's the most important thing, because you're not allowed to use it in California. Yeah, very true. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing you've done is make it so that, yeah, people that should be able to protect themselves can't. Did you hear the... Oh, God, I fucking was watching this thing, and this insufferably retarded cunt was talking... You know the guy that held the homeless guy down on the fucking subway and has gotten charged for murder? Because he was, you know, keeping the guy from attacking everybody or potentially killing other people. So this insufferable piece of shit lady was talking about how, like, well, you know, I've gotten hit by a crazy homeless person on the subway and I just moved away, you know, blah, blah, blah. You should just move away. It's just part of being on the subway. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, bitch, that's not true. It's not safe to let a psychotic person just be psychotic wherever the fuck they want. They will kill somebody eventually. It's very sad that guy died, but it was his own decision to die because he was trying to kill other people. You know, like he was... Well, guess what? They found out. There was a guy that helped him who was black that they decided not to charge. This black guy did not turn himself directly to the police. He went and hid out and tried to, like, hope it would just pass, you know, like no one would ever find out he was there. And then he lied to the police when they first talked to him about the whole thing. And they still were like, oh yeah, no, we're not going to press charges against you. We'll just press charges against the white guy. I don't know if it was Bragg or not. I don't know. I can't remember the name. It sounds like it could be. Wouldn't be surprised. Fair enough. Fair enough. So hopefully that information will in some way benefit the guy that's being charged. I forget what his name is, but hopefully that'll benefit him in some way, because you can't have two people that were equally participating in a crime and only charge one. That doesn't work. Like that's a big no-no. Well, here's the thing. It'll get appealed and it'll get overturned. That's the kind of thing that definitely will get overturned because you literally cannot just charge one person for a crime and let somebody else just go. Like if two people are robbing a convenience store together, you have to charge both of them. You can't, maybe if one had a gun and the other one didn't, you can have more charges with the guy that had the gun, but they're both participating in the crime. They both have to be charged with the crime. You can't be like, yeah, but the one guy didn't have a gun, so we're just going to let him walk. No big deal. Oh, his fucking life might as well be destroyed now. I mean, it's probably cost him, thousands and thousands of dollars, and whether he has a lawyer appointed to him or people are paying for the lawyer. We're still talking about missed work. All the emotional distress of going through the trials and potentially going to prison for doing nothing wrong but defending yourself and defending other people on the subway, Yeah. Yeah, most people would have just turned their fucking back and let the homeless dude attack some lady, you know? And this is why, like, people now will do it and they'll talk to him and they'll be like, well, that guy in the subway is going to prison. So hopefully that'll be something that Trump being in office will benefit that case too. Who knows? Yeah. Or for defending yourself, because he was also at risk just being on that train with that guy. Like, I've worked in mental health for 20 years. You are at risk if somebody in your vicinity is having a psychotic break. And especially if they're making threats and stuff, take it seriously. It's not a joke. It's not a joke, and it's not cool to just, like, you can't just, let it be, whatever. You don't know, man. We had one of our staff in one of our other programs get murdered because they didn't take it serious when this guy was showing all the signs of being obsessed with one of the ladies there. Like being like stalker obsessed. And so he fucking stabbed her to death. So like you don't and we don't. I don't know how he got the weapon because it certainly wasn't just sitting around. We're very careful to keep the knives and all the sharps and stuff like locked up in the program, so he definitely snuck it in somehow. So you don't know, especially if you don't know if someone's armed or not. Like, you don't want to take that chance. It's not one worth taking. I'll tell you that right now, because you'll lose. But yeah, it's a little dark there. Sorry. Yeah. They're actually pressing charges of some kind against him. I don't really know all the details of what he's being charged with, but I'm loving the fact that he's being charged. I think the line he crossed was a lot more like not gonna fucking fly. Like, I don't think they're gonna be very inclined to let him go. Oh yeah. Oh, that one was fucking nuts. Where he just starts pulling the noodles out of the bowl and putting it on the fucking table. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, he's not sorry. Like, that's the thing I think people don't get. Like he has zero regrets. He just all he cares about is getting attention. And so if they're not smart enough to just straight put him in a fucking prison cell, like then he's not going to learn anything from it. He just doesn't give a shit. So hopefully they stick him in a fucking prison cell and he's gone off the fucking face of the earth for a while because that's where he belongs. I see him talking and I just want to fucking beat his fucking skull in. You ever see that? Like when he's talking with people and he's apologizing and stuff, I just want to take him and bash his fucking head against the wall. He's intentionally being sarcastic and shitty to the people, knowing that they don't understand because it's a different language. So they don't get that he's being sarcastic. Oh my god, that is infuriating to watch. It's just like if I was there, that would end in a whole different way. Like it would not be everybody walking away peacefully. There'd just be some teeth on the ground and a big blood stain, and he'd be in the fucking hospital. Oh yeah. Find him. Find him and be like, all right, buddy. See how you fucking feel now. Yeah, I don't know how IRL streaming has not been made illegal, because it's all just harassing people to various degrees. I don't think I've seen anybody who's not like there's been to be fair, I'm sure there's probably a few that go out and just do like interesting things and show like cool places and stuff where they go. But there needs to be some new laws in regards to that, where it's like if you're out there harassing people, you go to jail for a while. Like there needs to be some sort of consequence for people like Johnny Somali, like actively going out and like there should be some, because like that's not a free speech thing. You're going out and violating the right of others to just like have a nice day or whatever, like to not like fucking be harassed. Well, yeah, he's black. They just give him degrees. You don't even really necessarily have to do anything to get him at this point. Like, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. A lot of these people that get out of these schools, that they don't know math, they don't know science, they don't know history, they don't know geography, no biology, but they know how to fucking pretend to be a robot, or something, and do little dances on TikTok and fucking talk about the fucking Dungeons and Gender nonsense where you're making things up that aren't true. Oh, Oh, wow, that's kind of sad. That's really fucking, that's kind of sad. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's sad, like, because I know when we get, like, college grads, um, or the couple we've had, like, they won't be able to, like, write things in English, and English is their first language. And you're like, how are you not capable of writing coherent fucking paragraphs? You're a college graduate. Like, that's insane. That's one word for it. I don't know if amazing is the word. Disturbing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I'm just saying, but it's just like, oh, God. Yeah. So, for instance, where I work, we have progress notes. You fill out progress notes for each client every day, for each shift, right? And so it's basically just like it used to be you have to write out everything, like every medication access, every interaction you had that was in any way related to mental health. Um, Now most of it's checklisted, so you only have to write down like out of the ordinary interactions. Um, but if, say, a client is in the hospital or they're out on a pass, like spending the weekend with their family or something for a holiday, whatever, you have to write down that you didn't have any contact with that client on that shift. And so what I'll do is I'll put down client at X, uh, semicolon, no contact. Because in that instance, the semicolon stands essentially for therefore. Um, it's not a super obscure usage of it, but it's a little obscure, and no one understands it. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me! Like, that's just basic punctuation. It's saving me a bunch of extra fucking writing. Yeah, yeah. It's essentially saying the client was at X, therefore no contact. It's just saving the writing of therefore, essentially. And it's just, it's a little easier because we used to handwrite them all, so that's why I would do it. We'd have to handwrite everything, and now we can type it in, so I don't care. I'll just put down whatever. But like, yo, what's up, Mr. Samaj? But it's amazing how many people don't understand, like, just like colons and semicolons and commas and periods and shit. It's kind of sad. I do that with YouTube comments, but that's just because I don't give a shit. And I'm trying to be irritating most of the time. Because I like to troll people and fuck with them. Oh, no, we're just talking about how, like, people who've graduated from college can't fucking write a coherent sentence. Yeah, like, it's something I've noticed, and like, they don't understand science or math or like, history, geography. Like, they're just none of the things that you should have from an education are things that they understand. It's really fucking sad. Because, Oh, what was it? That makes me think. There was a big thing that happened recently in Texas where they literally found out that hundreds of teachers had cheated on their exams to be teachers. Yeah. How much do you want to bet that's way, way bigger than just happening in Texas? I'm willing to bet that's happening in every fucking district across the fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Because cheating has been like in video games, but also in like writing papers for colleges and doing tests and stuff. It's been getting like so fucking common. Like everybody seems to think it's totally fine to cheat nowadays in everything in every aspect of life. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I think is happening. I think somebody's paying for all that uh, uh, discreetly so that all these people can get in and indoctrinate all these people because they're fucking too stupid to actually pass any of the exams to become teachers otherwise. Because like you've seen some of these teachers on social media and they're fucking morons. Like there's no way they should be in charge of teaching anybody fucking crayons. Like they shouldn't even be teaching people how to use crayons, much less fucking teaching math. Yeah. Oh, well, it gets worse in the Democrat places than it is in the Republican areas. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not even just in regards to like their political point of view. It's just their ability to logically think and reason and converse with people is just entirely lacking. Appalling. Use appalling. Oh, I was trying to stick with the same first letter with appalling. But yeah, disheartening is good too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I like being near a junior college for that shit because you can just go take courses on what you want. You're not really having to sign up for like a whole day of shit. I don't know. Maybe like a girl that's really into Italian guys, or if you're gonna go to Italy for some reason. Yeah, yeah. You always had to take like Spanish or French or something. Oh yeah, for you it makes sense because you're in Canada. For us, it's like it makes sense to learn Spanish because we're in fucking California and Arizona. Yeah. Yep, yep. It's all based on what's useful to you for what your plans are. In the U.S., you have to learn the language just because, which is kind of dumb. But you don't even have to learn the language. Like, you have to take enough of it that you're like, sound like a fucking 3-year-old talking. Oh, there's a bunch of different places where you can go and learn all that shit for basically free. Like, if you want to learn how to code, millions and millions of hours of video on it on YouTube that you could learn to code from. You know? Yep. The way university is being done now is not the best. I don't know that you need to have as broad of an education as they have for most people. But a lot of that is their own choice, though, to be fair. Like, I don't have a lot of sympathy for somebody who took, like, classes on, like, fucking basket weaving or some bullshit. And they're like, well, I can't get a job now because I'm a humanities major. Well, then you're a fucking idiot. That's what happens when you study humanities is you don't learn anything that's useful for any job. You know? But there are also I think there are also people who are taking college courses that should be preparing them for stuff that they're not getting any actual education because they're spending all this time teaching them about DEI bullshit that doesn't have any relevance whatsoever. You know, so there's multiple problems going on there, I think. Yeah. The the biggest problem I think that's going on right now with everything is just this sort of like feeding the delusion thing. Like you can't feed this delusion that everybody is perfect and doesn't need to change and why should you have to learn all this stuff just to get a job, you know, like that kind of stuff. It's this weird delusion of like you just deserve something for existing essentially. And that's what needs to stop. Like that right there is the biggest problem. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, hopefully some fucking mass deportations are going to start going on in the U.S. I don't know if it's going to happen, but Trump is talking about it. So it'd be nice if it happened. Oh no. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry because like we've been dealing with that for a long time, and now it's unfortunate, you know. Well, yeah, but I mean, like that's a big fucking buildup of people for you guys to take on all at the same time. Is what I'm saying. Like we've been dealing with it for a long time, so there's a lot of people Like, that's like millions of people that need to be thrown the fuck out, you know, like, that's a lot. And if they're all going there, oh, oof, man, oof. Just big fucking oof. Yeah. Oh, fuck off. They can go fuck off. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked that you don't have a system where, like, there's just regular elections and fucking Trudeau can just be a king. Like, that's fucking awful. I hope at one point soon, as a group, as a fucking country, you guys take a look at that and be like, maybe we should just be having elections every so often. And this bullshit where we have to let King Trudeau decide to do whatever the fuck he wants until he lets us choose someone else. Maybe that's a bad fucking way to do it. You know, like, I'm hoping for your sake. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It only takes one guy to fuck it up for everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, clearly that zero has gone up quite a bit higher than you thought. Yeah, well, like I said, hopefully you as a country, you guys take a look at that and go, we need to make sure that we're having elections on a regular basis because this idea that somebody can essentially come in and be a king is a bad fucking plan. It's not a good system. Like, that's one of those things we need in our Congress, and our Supreme Court for that matter. We need to fucking. Every position in the government needs to have a fucking term limit of some kind. Oh, yeah. They didn't like it. They were like, I don't like having to work for my position. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Oh, good. Oh, that's good. That's good. Nice. You know, he's a scumbag. Like, that's wouldn't surprise me. Well, that's the thing. They're bringing in all these people to take over and replace the population, but the people have like these awful, disgusting cultures that are just vile. You know, like, yeah, the millions of people that are crossing the borders every day. Yeah, fuck, that's bullshit. We're all making it up. We're just racist. Fucking eat them. Yeah, that was one of the more disgusting things I've seen on a video. Because it was very clearly a fucking cat on this guy's barbecue. And it was like, from the video that I saw, and there were people would be like, no, they're not. I'm like, I have eyes, motherfucker. Like, yeah, it's pretty sad. Yeah, you would think like that would be totally unbelievable. Like, oh yeah, there's no way that's actually happening, but nah, it fucking is. Yeah, it blows my mind. And like, I feel for the people that some of them are genuinely in dire straits. I understand there are some people who are genuinely like their countries are in terrible situations, but I also, at the same time, that's their choice, that's their fault, that's their own responsibility. But most importantly, even though I'm not a Christian, I don't think the answer is just to give people a bunch of shit. I don't think that's how you fix anything. Like, I'm not a fan of like this. Like, I understand. Like, okay, hey, somebody can't work, they get welfare, blah blah blah. But just somebody who just came from a shitty country, you don't just give them a bunch of free money. That's not helping anything. And letting them come over here instead of like educating the people in that country and teaching them how to like fix their own problems. That's what you want to do. Don't send food. Send fucking teachers. Send fucking people that'll teach them how to make tools and how to use those tools to make the things that they can use to solve their own issues in their fucking land. Exactly. Well, and only the best and the strongest are coming over. Well, normally, the way it is now, that's not the case. But it used to be like we were taking a lot of like the young men, the people that they really need to build the countries back up. Yeah. Yeah. Like what was it? Hold on, I'm thinking. There was a thing where uh this, I forget what they were having. The problem they were having was um but some guy came up with a machine that like straightened rebar so they could use like the rebar, and like it was like all these different things that have been created. Like some guy made a machine that did stuff with tire rubber to fix it so that they could use it for other things. Like very creative people. And imagine if that guy had come over to the U.S. I'm sure it would be good for us because that guy's clearly a very intelligent, hardworking person. But not so good for his country of I think he was in like Nigeria or something. But this guy's innovated all these different things to take waste products to turn them into things that people can use to like get the things that they need, like food and shelter and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, what if he'd immigrated? Like that would have been terrible for that country. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, there was a story. Some lady murdered her dad. Oh, go ahead. Oh, okay. It wasn't within the authority that the states should have, essentially. Yeah. Ha. There was there was a lady that murdered her father apparently over the election. With a fucking ice axe. Yeah, she wanted to have all the lights turned off as some sort of like fucking more like memorial for it or something. I don't know. It was weird. Um, Elon, the way Elon was putting it was different. He was saying essentially like, "Hey, look, they've already rigged an election once. If they get away with it again twice in a row, there's no reason for them to ever stop rigging it at that point, and we kind of are fucked." I mean, he said like it's the last election. Yeah. Uh, I don't remember if he straight out said it or if he like what do you call it, like alluded to it or something. Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was. I don't remember that well because it was a while ago that I listened to that podcast. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are saying it. Like, and a lot of people are talking about the 15 million votes. I thought Matt Christensen did kind of a stupid, where he was talking about, well, where were the extra votes at, and like, does that count? And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter where any of the extra votes were. The only votes that matter are the ones that are illegitimate. What we need to do is like figure out how many illegitimate votes were there and where were those. Just knowing that there were extra votes in certain states doesn't help anything. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, because it was the most absurd bullshit that they'd ever heard. It was like, well, that's clearly bullshit. It's like when it was like when what's his name Colbert was like, oh well, CNN is fair and balanced, and everybody in the audience just cracked up, and he had to fucking eat crow for a second there and be like, I guess that is a joke. My bad. Like that shit was hilarious. I remember the name. I don't think I ever watched it though. Oh no! I wonder if she's one of the 4B people now. The women that are taking themselves out of the dating and birthing and all that other stuff, and it's like, well, that was never really a threat to start with. So for most of these ladies, it's like, you weren't going to be doing that anyway, lady. So I don't know what you're promising to do something you were already doing. I don't know if that's a slump busters. Oh, never heard that term. I'm sorry. Never heard the term slump buster. No, no, I have not. That's a fucking great term. That's fucking brutal. That is that is a savage fucking line. Oh no, it's 100% accurate. I don't know that all of the ones I've seen talking about this qualify as even that good looking. To be fair, as slump busters, like a lot of them are a lot worse than that. True. That is a valid point, sir. Oh, as long as it's not Jabba the Slut. Did you see that god awful sex doll that I found? Was that not? Is that not just? Well, that's with the clothing on. I intentionally did not post a naked picture. I don't know if you've seen that, Samaj, but some company has put out a fucking 5 foot tall Lola Bunny sex doll, and it's disturbing. If you scroll back, it's not that far back in the thing. But oh my god, it's got clothes on, so you won't be scarred for life. It's still a little disturbing, though. I cannot imagine why you would want to put your penis in that. Like, then again, I don't understand why people would want to fuck regular sex dolls. So I suppose, you know. Oh, you know what? That's actually kind of. I guess that's a fair point. Sometimes you really do just need to bust a nut. Oh yeah, looks nice. Oh, what was it? Did you see the story about there was a 10-year-old kid that went and his walked into town on his own. His mom didn't know he'd left. He just kind of took off without telling her, and it was like a half a mile down a fucking country road, and so the fucking police arrested the lady, and they're charging her with like child endangerment and shit. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's half a mile for it. That's not much for a 10-year-old. Yeah, oh yeah, I would ride my bike all the way across town all the time to go see my friends in their trailer park. Right by. I'd go like right past some of the seedier parts of the city too, where like the fucking adult bookstore was and the topless bar and shit. Like ride my bike right past those neighborhoods. Not the best neighborhoods, but you know. I don't know that it is illegal. I'm curious to see how this plays out long term. Because I don't think that's illegal. I don't think they get to do that. I think they're going to end up having to losing that case and having to give her a lot of fucking money for harassing her once she gets some good attorneys. But I was just like, how insane is it that some fucking rando sheriff can just arbitrarily be like, yeah, we're gonna fucking arrest you because your 10-year-old walked half a mile on his own. Yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprising. That actually would make a lot more sense. It's such a weird one too. From what I understand, the primary issue was he got child services involved, and child services was like, well, we need a plan to make sure this never happens again. And she's like, fuck you, he's 10. If he wants to go hang out with his friends and go walking and walk into town and do things like that, it's fine. He does need to let us know where he's going, so we will be talking to him about that, but we're not going to prevent him from going and walking places on his own as a fucking 10-year-old. You're insane. And I think she rightly put down this will like negatively affect his development and ability to be independent future and light in future because you know like it's teaching him that he can't go anywhere. Like that's kind of crazy. Well, but even like you know the childhood that most kids have now still like you know I imagine even in some of the big cities in some of the worst neighborhoods there's 10-year-olds going down to like the corner store and shit once in a while or hanging out with their friends outside. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's a lot of video game playing for the most part, but you know. Huh. Yeah, that actually sounds like a blast. What the guns part of it is the problem. Depending on the state you're in, some people don't understand. Because when I went to summer school, or not summer school, when I went to summer camp, I got to fucking play with guns. Like we shot arrows, we shot 22s all the time. Wow. That's weird. Cause like my dad took me out shooting when I was a kid too. Like there's times when like, wow. Oh, did you guys ever have water weenies? Or it was like a rubber thing that you filled with water at the hose with a special faucet. It was fucking those were the best, man. They weren't as cool, but you could, like you could actually have one of those. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't, my parents weren't buying me no fucking Super Soaker. I couldn't afford that shit when I was growing up. Yeah, oh, I mean, I would have preferred like a little fucking, regular water pistol, but it was still like, it's hot summer, California summertime. I'd rather have that than nothing at all. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those things. Like, you know what? I could have nothing, so. They can be. Well, we're like mostly Northern California. We're not like super southern. It gets hotter in the south, but I mean, we get up to 105, 110, depending. Some days there's weeks where it'll never drop out of the 90s. You like a week or two, and it'll be like 90 degrees the whole couple of weeks. Yeah. Yeah, San Diego's usually got pretty good, like, because it's on the coast. It's right along the beach. It's like the San Francisco, like you're gonna have hot days and hot streaks and stuff once in a while, but primarily in San Francisco, it's gonna be around like the 70s most of the time, winter and summer, like 60s and 70s. Nice. Oh, there was a. Oh, that looks nice. That you can tell that's 1978 though for sure. That is definitely fucking 70s art. Oh, there was a terrorist attack in Brazil on their Supreme Court. That happened a couple days ago. Yeah, yeah, it was like a car bomb. And oh, Tony Hinchcliffe decided not to apologize, which I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, buddy. Because he made that joke about Haitians, the Haitian island, because they have all the. No, no, was it Puerto Rico? I thought it was Haitian. Oh, Puerto Rican. But either way, it was like he was referring to the fact that their garbage landfills are all full and fucked up and stuff, and nobody else knew that was a thing apparently. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. He was like, was the joke was like, the. Oh, because that's Trump lost because he made that joke, that kind of thing. Yeah, fair enough. I've seen many interviews with Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe is fucking hilarious. He's a very smart guy. He and I disagree on many things politically, I think. He's not super hardcore conservative. I think he leans more conservative than left, but he's a little left for me. Um, but he's one of those people who steadfastly is like, no, comedy is comedy. It's a fucking joke. If you take offense to it, that's your problem. You're a fucking idiot, and that's not my problem, and I will not be apologizing for that shit. Yeah. I respect his point of view, though, as far as, like, yeah, I'm not going to fucking bow down to this bullshit and apologize and all that kind of stuff. I will absolutely 100% say, whatever the fuck I want, and then if people want me to apologize, they can dig it out of my shit, Maybe they can pull it out of my asshole, because it ain't happening. Oh yeah, but Rogan is also one of those people who's like, don't apologize. So I think he learned. Because didn't he try to apologize for that N-word compilation or something? I yeah, I think he either tried to explain it or apologize about it, and rapidly realized like, oh, it just doesn't. There's nothing you can say. They just want blood. Oh yeah, he's definitely come hardcore right now. Oh no, there's it's literally none. It's sad. What was it? There was. Oh, have fun, man. It was good talking to you. Enjoy. There was. Oh yeah, yeah. Enjoy masturbating. Um, I mean, it'd be hard not to. I would imagine. Uh, 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 Brandon Herrera. I don't know if you watch him. I've only seen a few of his videos. I'm not a big YouTube gun fan. I don't watch a lot of videos about guns on YouTube. A lot of it's just nonsense. The only one that I really get a kick out of is Tauflater Mouse, because they're actually trying like random different shit that viewers send in. It's like they everything they shoot is a 12 gauge. And so people make various different kinds of slugs and loads for 12 gauges to test out how they work. And they just test them out and see like, well, is this actually accurate? Is it going to do enough damage to do whatever it is that you want to do with this particular round or whatever? Like, can you hunt deer? Can you use it for home defense? Is it going to go through the wall and then your neighbor's wall and then his wall and kill 3 or 4 people on the way? You don't want that for a self-defense round. That's a little too much, You want it to stop after it hits a couple walls. So they do like all those kind of tests, and then that's like fun. I like their videos, but other than that, I'm not a fan of the just like, we're gonna blow shit up with guns. Woohoo! Look at that White Claw. It got blown up real big. It's like, oh, whatever they do, it's fucking dumb. I mean, go for it, have fun. I just don't want to see it. But he was Robert Kennedy or RFK or something like that. Yeah, RFK Jr., that's what it was. Put up a thing on the internet for people to suggest whoever they want for various different government positions. And because it's on the internet, and Brandon Herrera ran for Congress this last year, recently, like I was like a year ago or something like that, he ran for one of the representative positions in Texas. Came close. He came close. He didn't win, but he came pretty fucking close to unseating the incumbent. If he kept going, if he goes another round, he might actually have a chance. Yeah. House of Representatives. Yeah. Yeah. He was really close to getting there. He might actually have a chance if he does it again. because he didn't start, as far as I could tell, they didn't really, it was kind of a last minute sort of throw together Hail Mary thing. Like they didn't do as much as they could have if they'd started out earlier. But he was suggested for the leader of the ATF to be in charge of the director of ATF, and is now at the top of the list on RFK's site. And he put it, he said it himself. He's like, I don't think that's going to happen. That's very unlikely. But wouldn't it be fucking funny if, because one of the things I want to do is get rid of the ATF because I consider it to be unconstitutional. And it'd be hilarious if I was in charge of it. Yeah. Well, the ATF was created by congressional like law, so like they legislated it. So the only way to get rid of it is to legislate it back out, and that's very unlikely, even with the Republicans in charge. But he was talking about like there's various different ways he can what do you call it? Fuck a lot of the regulations and bend rules to like make it so people could just buy like a fuck ton of machine guns all at once, things like that. And I was like, that's kind of clever. That'd be entertaining if everybody could just go buy machine guns and then they couldn't make them illegal anymore because so many people had them. It was considered to be common use. Now, there's nothing in the Constitution at all that says, yeah, you're allowed to bear arms, but not these guns unless they're being used commonly. That's not the fucking amendment says. The amendment says it shall not infringe the right to bear arms, which means you absolutely have the right to have weapons of war and things like that. Well, and also, it's a necessity. You know, look at, like, there's still pirates out in the fucking, you know, African coastline where ships go and do trade and stuff like that. You know, like, they have to fight off pirates. They need weapons of war on those boats to fight off fucking Somali pirates and shit. You know, like, it's a real thing. Oh, yeah, or Maine. Anywhere where you're in a rural area that they might have wolves or bears or anything like that, big cats, even coyotes. Coyotes could take a fucking kid. You got a toddler, you know, a couple coyotes could come and take your fucking toddler and make it into a snack out in the fucking woods, man. Yeah, exactly. So if you're in there's a lot of areas in the United States that are rural still. It's 100% a necessity. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if I were to fucking win the lottery and be able to move out into the fucking middle of nowhere, so like I didn't have like any real neighbors per se, I would 100% have firearms, 100%, just because it'd be dumb not to. You know, like there's all sorts of animals and shit you might have to, like even a buck in heat could kill you. You know. Oh, God. Yeah, no, you don't want to fuck with moose. Well, they got that dangly fucking chin and the goofy looking horns, and their legs look longer than they should be in comparison to their bodies, so they look kind of like weak legs, and it's like, yeah, that looks weak, but that's not weak. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's super fucking dangerous. Oh, yeah. Huh. Oh, no. Bullwinkle. I don't know. Let's see here. Do I have any other stuff here? We got the Johnny lawsuit, the terrorist attack, Tony Hinchcliffe, the Lola Bunny thing. I think we've talked about it before, but Shelley Duvall did not fucking age well. Jesus Christ. She looks like a hobo. She had an interesting face, yeah. Like the giant eyeballs. She looks like her parents drank while she was pregnant, is what she looks like. Yeah, we talked about the feminist thing, the 4B bullshit, teachers cheating. Oh, you see the Costco butter thing? That shit was fucking funny. Like some 72,000 pounds of fucking butter had to be recalled because people don't know there's milk in butter. It's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things where they should be able to just go out and put a bunch of stickers on it. Contains milk. You know, like you don't have to fucking take it out of the store and fucking repackage it. Just put a bunch of stickers on it that say butter may contain milk and other dairy products. Thank you. Bye. One of the guys I moved in with when I first moved out of my parents' house way back in the day before I moved back in to fucking go to school supposedly. Um, he didn't know how to do laundry. He didn't know how to use a fucking washing machine and a dryer. Yeah, I had to explain it to him. And then, of course, I explained it to him the right way, which is that unless you have, like, reds or purples or really, like, brand new dark colors, it does not matter what you wash with what. Like, they're not going to cross-contaminate or anything like that. You just wash it all in the same fucking load and you're fine. I've never separated colors from whites. Unless I have something that's brand new and like red or purple. Yeah, blue will just make it whites whiter because that's how blue works. It makes your whites whiter. If it gets a little tint of blue, it'll actually be whiter. And then red is the only thing you have to worry about because you might get pink socks or pink underwear or whatever if you're the tighty whitey guy or like a white undershirt kind of guy, something like that. So I've never bothered, never had any problems. I've turned a couple of shirts pink over the time, but not really anything bad. To be fair, I don't have a lot of whites. I mean, I have like white socks, but like I don't really give a shit if they're white. Like if they're pink, I'll still wear them, and I just won't give a shit. So like, if somebody else wants to like be upset about me wearing pink socks, then they're welcome to be upset. It's not going to bother me because they're my socks, and I don't care. Oh, I was well past that shit when I was fucking 21. Like, I was well past that in high school. I just did not fucking care. Well, because what if you found a nice shirt that was pink and you wanted to wear it because it looks nice on you? Like, are you not gonna wear it because it's pink? That seems dumb. Like, why do I care about that? Somebody else doesn't like it. That's their problem. I don't have to fucking care. Yeah. I think I had like some stuff that was like purple when I was a kid. Like I had like purple shirts and like purple shorts and stuff. Um, it was like no, I never did either, to be honest. Yup, yup, exactly. And then it was like, well, hell yeah, I'm dressed like fucking royalty, bitch. Yeah. I found a shirt that's comfortable. Like I found a brand and cut of shirt that's extremely comfortable, and I know what size fits me. So I bought like a green one and a blue one and a red one and a yellow one and it's a bunch of fucking all the different colors that came in that size. I have like 5 or 6 of these shirts. They're like a shirt with a little breast pocket. It's all I want. I don't fucking mess around with anything else. Just to I got a bunch of pairs of shorts that are all the same brand, same cut. They're just different colors. I found these fucking socks that stay up really good, but they're not super tight. I think they're diabetic socks, but they're super fucking comfortable and they're like extra like thick and like they're very nice socks. So I don't know if I think they're diabetic socks, but I don't really care because they're comfortable. And I can't imagine that it's bad to wear diabetic socks if you're not diabetic. I don't know, whatever. Um, but what I like about that is they stay up. They don't like fall down very easily. So like you don't have to like every 10 20 minutes, bend over and pull your socks back up kind of thing. You might have to do it once or twice a day, but that's it. They stay up really well. But I found them in that god awful green brown sort of military color. And I'm like, yes, I'm wearing socks with sandals with that color socks 100%. And I bought a bunch of those. I gotta wash them. Oh yeah, yeah. You would be able to like literally make fun of people you've never met before, just like socks and sandals. You fucking monster. And now it's like, nah. People be like, well, it's like I think so many people just got sick and tired of it that they were like, I'm gonna fucking do that. It's comfortable. Because I mean, let's be real. Wearing a pair of sandals with a pair of socks is really comfortable. Unless it's the ones with the toe, like the little toe thing that goes between your big toe and your other toe. Like if it's just one of the over the yeah, like if it's like a regular pair of sandals where it just goes over the foot. Oh yeah, those are the best. Or if it's even one of the ones where it has the heel strap and the one that goes over the front of the foot, those are even better. And recently, I've seen a thing. Shoes have gotten a new piece of technology where it's actually designed for you to just put the shoe on without untying it. Like the heel has got these little like spring loaded things, so it like you're supposed to put it on that way. And it's like those are like that's fucking very appealing. I can't wait until that gets into the bigger sizes. Because they don't make those in my size 13 4E, but hopefully soon. Yeah, 13 4E since I was in high school, man. It's like you know what it means when you got like really big feet. You never pay less than $60-$70 for a pair of fucking shoes. Now it's like you never pay less than $100. But when I was in high school, it's like $70 for a pair of shoes. Well, the, the thing that makes it hard to find is not like 13s are a little harder to find than 12s, but not terrible. It's the 4E, the extra wide. Yeah, dude, that's a pain in the ass. You could probably wear like the 12 wides. Yeah, like the 12 wides are everywhere, man. I like, yeah. There's been times where I had to buy like a 14 extra wide because there wasn't like a 13 extra wide. You know? So, yeah, when the shoe's a little long for your foot, it's not very comfortable. Like, you get used to it over time, but it's still kind of like a pain. Blue footed booby? I don't know. Are there animals with like really oddly large feet? Like flamingos have like really long legs, I guess. No, I did not know that. Wow. Wow. Uh, Makes sense though. That's kind of cool. You know, there's probably some animals that live in the snow that have really big ass feet, like really wide, splayed feet. Yeah, or like there's the various different kinds of like cats and stuff that are out there, and like small like wolves and foxes and stuff. Nice. So with that, if that's their ankle, does that mean the whole bottom part of their leg is their foot? Oh, that is pretty cool. Well, I think the like there's harsh chemicals and acids in the water where they feed or something, and so yeah, and so they don't want to have their body touch because it would be like caustic to them. Like, but their legs are capable of withstanding the acids. It's the food that turns them pink. It's the plankton. Yeah. At least that's what I believe to be the case. I could be wrong on that one too, but that's what I've always heard is the food they eat. Ah, fair enough. Gotta enjoy the drugs while you can, though. I just bought a new fucking little dab rig thing that was super cheap and has a lot less parts to break. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. It was like $130. Most of the really good dab rigs are in like the $200 to like $400 or $500 range. So I was like, yeah, I'll take that one. And it has less things, and there's no water and all this other shit to fucking go wrong with it. I'm in, baby, I'm in. Oh, man. Oh, we apparently we had like I found this really good one leftover thing that I got to make today. I was very happy with. You know the cheap taco seasoning you put with the ground beef, and like you mix in with a little water, a little fucking seasoning, and then you get your taco beef or whatever. I took we had some old soft taco tortillas, like the small ones. And I put like a spoon of nacho cheese, a pinch of regular shredded cheese, and a spoonful of that taco beef in there. Then I folded it up like a burrito and fried both sides like with a little bit of oil until it was nice and crispy on two sides of it. And everything was all hot and melted and gooey. Oh my god, that was so fucking good. Oh, that's where I got that from. Okay, I wondered where I fucking got that idea from, because I was like, it was like it was basically kind of like eating Taco Bell almost. It was, but better, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, oh, I know what salsa con queso is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good stuff. I'm a fan. Yeah, yeah. Putting it in like a little burrito with the soft taco tortillas, sized tortillas, and then grilling both sides of it with just a tiny bit of oil so it doesn't, like, doesn't stick or anything, was really fucking, like, it was super, super good. I'm gonna... It's essentially like you're cooking a quesadilla, but it's a burrito, really. You're just getting that crispy tortilla shell on both sides. I mainly did it because everything was leftovers, and so everything was cold, and so I threw it all together cold, and then that was like an easy way to heat up all of it at once instead of like microwaving one thing and cooking another in the oven and doing one, like doing all these other things. It seemed like a pain in the ass. Oh, taco seasoning with mac and cheese sounds like a good mix. That sounds like it would taste really good. No, what kind of mac and cheese? But I'm saying, are you talking about the one where it's a powdered cheese and you mix in like milk and butter, or are you talking about the ones where it's like a a packet of the Kraft like liquid cheese. Oh, see, I was thinking with the ones where it's like the good one, the shells and cheese, the deluxe. Yeah, I don't eat the powdered cheese ones. I don't do that at all. It's only another $1.50 or something more for like the shells and cheese, and I bet you that would go a lot better with the taco seasoning. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So you kind of lose the one, and you lose the taco. You lose the cheese taste for the taco seasoning taste. That would be a kind of just a weird pasta taste. Yeah. Whereas I think with the creamy stuff from the shells and cheese, like you mix in the taco seasoning, it's just gonna make that like nacho cheese almost. Nacho cheese and pasta, and then if you had a little ground beef in there too, it'd be even better. But you know, yeah, 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 yeah. Love the hot dog mixed in. Oh, ham too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of situations where like I like that canned chicken for stuff. It's not my go-to. I you know if I'd rather have fresh chicken most of the time, but sometimes it's just easier to use that and it works for what you're cooking. Yeah, we have like we make a homemade mac and cheese that's like the ancient way. Uh, so we'll just cook up the elbows, right? Cook them all up and put them in the pan you're gonna put them in, and then we'll pour in milk until it comes up about maybe like a quarter inch to a half inch up the side, and then we'll just take a bunch of fucking chunks, like thick, big thick pieces of fucking cheddar cheese, and just jam it into between the noodles, space it out, and then bake that until the milk becomes like absorbed and firm in the bottom, and the top gets a little bit browned. And sometimes you sprinkle on hot dog coins on the top. Sometimes you sprinkle a little more like shredded cheese on the top, but you don't have to. And it comes out with like this crunch on the top and just the cheese in the middle with the milk. Oh my god, it's so good. And there's no other seasonings or anything like that. It's like my dad did it his whole life, so I grew up with it, and it's really good. Yeah, milk, noodles, and cheese is literally all you need. Well, that's how the original Alfredo is, right? Like, oh, except it's not milk. It's the noodles, the water from the pasta cooking, and the cheese. And you mix it up really quick when it's super hot with the cheese, and it has a creamy cheesy sauce from the pasta water and the noodles. Man, super good. Yeah. Well, homemade mac and cheese where you like put the hot dogs in it or like on top of it or something like that, like cut them into little coins or whatever. Oh, that's fucking good. Chunks of hot dog, because then it's all in one bowl. You don't have to get extra things out. You know, you just scoop it up and you're ready to go. Although I like ketchup on my mac and cheese, which a lot of people don't. So. Oh, hot sauce. Yeah, I should try that. I haven't done hot sauce on there before. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, my favorite is if I'm gonna make a spicy. I like spicy ketchup, but if I do spicy ketchup, I almost always want to add a little soy sauce too to make it a little savory as well. Like I also do that with mayo. That's a good one with mayo. Add a little hot sauce and a little bit of soy sauce to mayo. You know, like say if you got a tablespoon of mayonnaise, you put in like a quarter teaspoon of hot sauce, a quarter teaspoon of soy sauce. So it's still pretty thick and spreadable like mayonnaise, but it turns kind of like a brownish color, and it's like a savory, spicy mayonnaise. Oh, god damn, that's good on sandwiches and stuff. The kick of the savoriness of the soy sauce really can up some certain sauces, you know, other things, you know. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. I don't use a lot of hot sauce because my family is very not spicy. But man, I really like it when I do use it. I just can't use it on the family dishes. I have to put it on my own food. I'm really liking sriracha lately. Sriracha is like my go-to. Oh, really? Huh? Tabasco I use on other stuff, but sriracha I prefer on most things. But I do use Tabasco as well. Like I like Tabasco, and I mean all hot sauces are kind of like there's not a lot of flavor variation in hot sauces for the most part. Yeah. And I still have like a quarter bottle of the original sriracha before they lost the contract with the fucking pepper farmers that they had before. Yeah, so there was sriracha was specific to a specific kind of pepper. That's what it was made from, and it was this guy that grew them, and he would sell all his peppers to the sriracha factory, and that's what they would make their sriracha out of. And then they fucked him over. They were trying to fuck him over and steal his land, and he ended up fucking winning and keeping his land. And they were like, "Oh shit, we don't have any peppers to make our sauce with anymore." And no matter where we buy peppers anywhere else, it doesn't taste the same. So they lost a lot of business. And you can go online now to that original farmer's website. He has a website and he sells hot sauce that is like the original sriracha with those peppers. If you noticed enough of a difference to want to do that. If you didn't, fuck it, who cares? But if it was like you were super into it and you're like, oh, that's not the right flavor anymore, that's where you get it. Is you got to log on to this farmer's website to fucking get it. Yeah, because I remember for a while there was no sriracha, and people were all like, "No, we don't have any sriracha. What do we do?" It was kind of funny. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's like there's a lot of really good hot sauces that come in packets though too. That's where the good stuff comes from. What is it? One of the things I buy when I'm setting up like emergency ration kind of stuff, like for disaster prepping kind of thing. Is you can buy assorted hot sauces in packets from fucking Amazon. So they'll have Louisiana hot sauce and Tabasco and like Frank's Red Hot and all the different kinds in like different packets. Pretty much because it's mostly vinegar. It's like vinegar and like the oils from like the peppers and shit. Like it's like yeah, you're not gonna. It's not gonna spoil anytime soon. Oh yeah. Yep. It's like another thing I like having packets of is honey. But actual honey, not honey sauce, real honey. Because that stuff will last forever too, and it's like like if you're having coffee or tea or something, or you have to like boil or purify your water in some way with potentially with chemicals. You're gonna want something to flavor that fucking water. It's not gonna be that great. Oh, you can just heat it up again and put it back in crystal form, or stir it into your drink anyway, and it's fine. Yeah. One of the things is the only thing you have to worry about is if you heat it up in a bottle. If you heat it up too hot all at once, it'll shrink the bottle and kind of fuck up the plastic, and that can be a kind of a pain. But once you've liquefied it again, if there's no more crystals in the container, it'll stay liquid for a while. It's not going to crystallize again super quick. Yeah, hot sauce is amazing. Like that, it's such a simple thing with so much flavor to enhancement. I've never put hot sauce on mac and cheese, but I have put ketchup. I'm gonna try some hot sauce next time. We're having mac and cheese on Saturday, and I'm already planning to get them as a sriracha on it. I might make a spicy ketchup. I might just do that because I think that's gonna be the fucking way better. Well, I like the idea of both because I already know I like the ketchup, and I'm a fan of hot sauce on stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, if I mix those up together, that's gonna be tasty. I don't know. Yeah. I would definitely not put it on the whole serving if you're having mac and cheese. No, you put it on like a bite and see if it's good, and then you're like, "Hey, this is the bomb," or "Oh, this is awful. I'm definitely glad I didn't do that on the whole thing." Right? Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, name brands have kind of, like, it used to be kind of a thing, but it kind of seems like now it's not really that big of a fucking deal, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and oftentimes the stuff you're talking about is what do you call it? Are made at the same companies as the name brand or the same manufacturers. Like they're the same recipe, made in the same manufacturers. But it's like, yeah, you're just paying for the name in a lot of cases for that stuff. I know when I worked at Costco, uh, uh, all the generic Costco stuff was exactly the same as the name brand. It was literally the only difference. The only difference was the fucking label. So, like, if you bought Kirkland brand tires, those were Michelin's. The Kirkland brand tires were all Michelin's and Goodyear tires. All of them. Yeah, so, like, you know, like, why would you not buy Kirkland brand tires for your truck or your car? Because it's literally the same as having a Michelin on there or a Goodyear, depending on, like, what style you bought. And you were saving money, man. Like a ton of money. It was like $20 less a tire, $30 less a tire. Like that's some pretty crazy price differences when I worked there. So it was like, yeah, I'm fucking 100% in on this shit. Hell yeah. Yeah. Well, that's when they probably weren't manufactured at the same place. You know, it's like these days there's just like not that much manufacturing. It's all mega corporations running everything. You know, just punch him right in the face. Be like, motherfucker, want to fight? I'll show you how to fight. Just knock him straight out. Oh, weird. Yeah, it's weird how like dogs and cats will be like really good about going outside, and then every once in a fucking while they're just like testing the waters. Can I shit in the house this time? Will I get away with it? Oh, that's right. You like sleep on the floor on a blanket too, so that's got to be a pain to get up from. Oh, who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. I've never had pneumonia. I have a pretty exceptional fucking immune system. I very rarely get sick. I get sick maybe once every other year. And yeah. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. You know, I might have had it once when I was a kid because I remember when we went to Disneyland when we came back, I was fucking destroyed for like 2 weeks or something. Yeah, I was like kindergarten age too, so I was like so young. I guess my immune system was not ready for it, and not spread a bunch of fucking illness. Yeah. Well, I think I would be fine now. I think it was just being so young and my immune system didn't have much time to be like developed yet or like had not been exposed to enough different things to like be able to fight off the random shit, you know? Because I know like at a certain age, like once you're past like first or second grade, your immune system is like way better. But like I was still like either kindergarten or pre-kindergarten, so I was still at that age where it was like not quite as good yet. Although I did have the benefit of being breastfed, so I had like probably better immunity than a lot of the kids that like got formula and stuff. Well, formula was. I don't think formula was intended to be better than nature. I think formula was intended for people that could not, for whatever reason, produce breast milk, and it became less and less acceptable to have like wet nurses and shit. And so I think it was more of a case of they were like, oh well, the baby needs to eat something and not die. Oh, could be. I could be wrong. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know that much. I'm certainly not gonna have the cornerstone on the truth there. Oh yeah, yeah. That's how your antibodies get developed when you're a baby. Like your antibodies are developed by your mom's breast milk. Essentially, she gives you the antibodies through them. Titties are magical, man. From when you're born Till when you die, there will be magic forever. Make you feel happy when you're sad. They fix you up when you're sick. Bodybuilders use titty milk to, build muscles. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There. Oh yeah. Definitely. There. The breastfeeding is such an important thing. It's why it's really unfortunate, and they really do not recommend formula unless there's a specific reason, like you have to use it for some reason. Oh yeah, yeah. You don't want to fucking. Yeah. At a certain point, I stopped getting the flu shot once I got out of high school, and because I had to get it because when I was a kid, my parents were the ones that got to make that choice, unfortunately. But I stopped getting it as soon as I was out of high school, and I'm like, I never went back because I'm like, I used to get so sick every time I would get it, and now I don't get sick at all. So I'm pretty sure I'm better off just not getting sick in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, well, I hate needles. Needles fucking terrify me. So that was part of it too. But at the same time, it was like I noticed I stopped getting sick as often when I stopped getting flu shots, and I'm like, and then I didn't have as severe of a flu either, which was really nice. Yeah. Well, and like when fucking whatchamacallit, when COVID came around, I barely even got sick. Like I didn't have ever have any real major COVID issues. Eh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fully. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not against vaccines. Like I don't want fucking measles, man. But those actually do something. They keep you from getting it. Like the flu shot doesn't keep you from getting the flu. Yeah, it gives you a very mild form of it, and I've noticed that it was never mild, and that I was actually better off just getting the flu occasionally and not getting really really sick ever. So it was like, yeah, I think I'll fucking take that. Thanks. Oh, who knows? Yeah, that's a good point. Oof. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, I did not get that either. Yeah, that was the best religious experience of my life. Becoming a Buddhist in order to fucking avoid getting fucking. It was actually kind of fun studying Buddhism because Buddhism is kind of an interesting religion. It's not really a religion per se, so much as just like a philosophy. And I appreciated that. So I was like, this is something I would very much agree with in most cases. So it was like very easy to study because I was like, yeah, no, life is suffering and you just gotta fucking accept that. And the sooner you accept that, the happier you'll be overall, in general. Yeah, essentially Buddhism is like live in the now because that's all that matters. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to suffer sometimes, so go ahead and just like be like, yeah, this is fucking terrible. I hate it. You know, you're not supposed to like it. That's unfortunate, but that's just how life is. And when you have the chance to be in a good place, really embrace that being in that good place and suck the fucking marrow out of every last fucking bone that you're getting. You know, like really enjoy it. Yeah, yeah. You can't always be. It's not always going to be like the best time ever and or the worst time ever. It's always going to be ups and downs. Like you're going to have ups and downs. Like that's normal existence. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, you know. It's got to be a lot nicer, yeah, when you grow out of that part of that phase. Uh, no, I think my thing was never that so much as just like, uh, uh, if I've made a plan and people fuck with that plan, oh, that used to piss me off so bad. Like I'm gonna leave at 7:30. I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna do this thing at 8, and then I'm gonna go do this thing at like 8:15, and like just this big fucking crazy plan that I had set up, And I eventually had to learn to just be like, no, that's fucking ridiculous. Things change. Life isn't that easy. You can't just like plan it out and fucking. Yes. Yeah. That is one of the things that uh, the people I do karaoke with. I run a movie night on Wednesday nights, and sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't. It's kind of random. And the way I look at it is, I'm gonna go watch a movie and enjoy this movie. And if other people want to show up and enjoy that movie with me, that's awesome. But if they don't, that's fine too. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be fucking disappointed and like sad or fucking mad or anything like that, because they're not obligated to. And maybe they don't like that movie, or they have other things that they need to get done, or just other things they want to do at that particular time. And there's no reason to be upset about it. And they were always like trying to console me, like, "Oh yeah, nobody showed up to the movie event that night. I'm really sorry." I don't care. Like, you show up or you don't. I'm glad to have you, but if you're not going to be there, that's also cool, man. You know, like I'm not, because I didn't have any expectations. And it would be kind of ridiculous to have them at that point anyway, if you think about it, because uh, they have their own life. You know, they're living their own lives. Yeah, yeah. Just because I want to go watch like the fucking the Guyver or something, you know, doesn't mean that everybody wants to watch the Guyver with me. Exactly. Uh, uh, I was a little irked at the last one though. Not the one where I watched the red one. That was a great movie. But somebody suggested that I should do the Harry Potter series, so I did, and then they didn't show up to the first one. And I was like, well, then why the fuck did you suggest it, asshole? I wasn't like really, really mad. It was just more like, fuck you, dude. Like, why'd you fucking tell me to do that? I would have picked a movie I would have liked more. If I'd known you weren't going to be there, I wouldn't have wasted my time putting on the Harry Potter one. Not that I don't like the Harry Potter movies. I enjoyed them quite a bit. But I could have been watching something else that I preferred, you know? It's like, oh yeah, a lot of people really like Harry Potter. It's very rare to find people that don't like it. It's like Star Wars. My sister does not like Star Wars. She's not a fan. She's not interested. She doesn't like it. Doesn't want to watch them. And I respect that. But if she had suggested that I should have a group of people with and her included watching Star Wars and then failed to show up, I would be annoyed. Oh no, that would be uncool. I might not want to hang out with a person that did that. That would be unfucking fun. Yeah, that would be too far. Too far for me. I'm very forgiving, but that would be crossing a line. That would be pretty funny though. Yeah. Yeah, I might not watch the rest of the fucking Harry Potter movies to be honest. Uh if people aren't interested in watching them, I like them, but I'd rather watch other things. So I may just pick other movies. Well, see, that was one of the things about the movie night that I realize is a big thing is the way the internet is now. Literally, you can just watch whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Like I could go watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles right now on like half a dozen websites if I wanted to go watch it. You know, like this little Thanksgiving movie. Because we're coming up on Thanksgiving or whatever. Like if that was my jam, I could just be over there right now enjoying it. Wait, next week? Are you sure? I think it's the 28th. I think it's the 28th because Thanksgiving, November 28th. Because I told my coworker, because I'm not going to go do like, I'm not really interested in going like to family gatherings for stuff. I don't really care for it. Never have been a big fan of it. I like my family. I just like them at a distance. Uh, but I agreed to work both Christmas and Thanksgiving for my coworker because she's got like a kid and shit. And so I was like, if you want to take Christmas off and Thanksgiving off, I'm happy to work those nights. Not a problem. So yeah, yep. But it is the 28th. I just looked it up on the Google. It's the 28th. Usually it's not that late in the year. Usually it's like halfway through the month. It's like almost always early, it seems like. Oh, maybe it's because it's been early the last couple of years. Huh. No, I didn't really know that much. I never really cared much for the holidays. I know that like Christmas is the 25th because my mom's birthday is the 22nd, and so I was always very much like I don't want to do Christmas birthday gifts at the same time. Oh, I like mine because it's the same birthday as Hitler. It's also 420, which is fitting. I did like the guy in high school that wanted to trade fucking birthdays. That shit was fucking hilarious. Because I didn't drink or do drugs or anything in high school, so he was like, if you're not fucking using it, give it to me, man. And I was like, yeah, it's yours. Okay. Like, I don't think that's how it works, but if you want to fucking think it is, then by all means, feel free. Yeah. Yeah, watch, we're wrong. There is a God when we die. I have to answer to fucking St. Peter at the gates. You gave your birthday away. No, the unknown sin. Yeah. Right? Oh, not really. You don't need a Black Friday, though. Black Friday is bullshit. It's not like it's a real holiday. It's just a corporate fucking bullshit way to make money. Well, and it used to be fucking everywhere was closed on Thursday. But now they're all fucking open on Thursday, which is gross as fuck. I know I'm not a big fan of like the holiday thing. I'm not in the holiday spirit all the time. But like fucking Christ, people do want to go hang out with their families. They should be able to go hang out with their families instead of fucking working. Yeah, it's fun when you find a really good gift for someone, like it's something that they really want or can use. Yeah. Yeah, because you put all the thought into it, and you're like, well, if you can't be bothered, like, what am I doing this for? Nunchucks. Oh, wow. It's such a weird ask. It's weird that she didn't remember on her own, in a way, kind of like. Yeah, I will usually let people know if there's like stuff that I want for Christmas. Although this year I'm hoping we can all do just funny cards or something. I don't. I'm happy to get other people gifts if there's something they want, but I'd rather not get any myself this year. I'm not. I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't fucking need anything. There's nothing I really want. I'm really. Uh, like money would be nice, but what would I give that person? I'd be giving them money too. Like it would be kind of like. Yeah, I think what I might do for Christmas is maybe I might make something like some nice cookies or something to go along with like that everybody can enjoy, as well as getting people cards. Because my mom is in the same boat I am. She's like, I don't really want anything, and I don't have anywhere to put anything if I got it. Mm. Yeah. Or maybe I'll make some. What are those ones where it's just one big lump of chocolate in the middle? It's like a round cookie with a big like chocolate thing in the middle. It's usually milk chocolate. Yeah, yeah. I think I might make those this year. I haven't done those in a long time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Any kind of oatmeal cookie is really rough because that oatmeal really the stirring gets to be hardcore. We have like a fucking extra large mixer, like stand mixer. So if I were to make scotchies, that would 100% be how I mix that shit now. I would not be doing it by hand. Oh yeah. I love oatmeal cookies with cranberries as opposed to raisins, or cranberries and nuts. That's my absolute favorite oatmeal cookie. I have not tried those. I would like to try those. Maybe I should try that this year. Oh, I can handle things that are sweet. Like it's not like I hate sweet. I just there's certain things that I don't like being too sweet. Like I don't want applesauce that tastes like sugar water. You know what I'm saying? Like applesauce should have a little tartness to it. That's all, you know. Cookies are supposed to be sweet. Hey, make them sweet as you fucking want. Wow. Ah, they obviously really enjoyed them. That's cool. Oh, yeah. Not a bad thing. Gotta make a special plate for somebody. Huh. Oh, yeah, we can't. My mom always has to bring home like a couple of plates of leftovers and shit. Well, with Thanksgiving and stuff, I understand why, because there's so many leftovers that, like, when my family gets together, it's like usually a fairly large gathering. So it's like, like 30, 40 people. So the leftovers from something like that are usually like extreme. And it's like, yeah, there's no way one family could eat all those leftovers alone. It's just not fucking happening. You know? So I understand why they make everybody take some leftovers home, because they're like, we aren't going to eat all of this, and y'all are part of the reason we made it. So you're stuck fucking having some too, motherfucker. You can't be. You ain't getting away with that shit. Ooh. They only did that 1 year. They only did that 1 year for us, the Mexican side of my cousin's family, and it was amazing. But it was so fucking good. Well, and also just fresh homemade tamales, man. They're not hard to get right. You know, let's be fair. They're not hard to get right. And if they're done right, they're really good. Like, it's kind of hard to make them fucking bad. So, yeah. Well, I mean, if you do them right, they're gonna come out good. But yeah, like they made really good ones. They were not like mediocre. They were amazing. I think the best one was they did a bunch with turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce in them. That was fucking. No, it wasn't. No, there wasn't stuffing. My bad. Just turkey and cranberry. Because yeah, I don't know why I was thinking stuff. I think the stuffing I was thinking because of the fucking corn stuff on the outside of the tamale. It's kind of a little bit like stuffing. Kind of in that particular tamale, it was like eating a bite of like Thanksgiving dinner. Because you had the turkey, a little bit of the cranberry sauce, and then the corn polenta or whatever the stuff they put on the outside is called. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah. Yeah. I'm not talking about the corn husk. I'm talking about the cornmeal mix. Yeah. So there's an interesting thing. My buddy from Venezuela is always trying to get me to try, and I got to do this one of these times. It's like you take like a certain kind of white cornmeal and you just mix it with water, and then you fry it in like rounds and stuff, and then it comes out like little sandwich circles. Like you can make it into like little sandwiches where you stuff it full of stuff, whatever you want to stuff it full of. Little round, flat, half. What are they called? I can't remember the name of what they're called. Like, but he keeps talking about them like arepas, arepas. He's like, you gotta make arepas, arepas. This dude is the most fucking hardcore Venezuelan dude I've ever met in my life. Like, in the fact that he like absolutely loves every aspect of Venezuela. Like, he fucking loves his country so much. And it's killing him fucking like Maduro and shit like that. It's like, it's fucking terrible. Oh, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There, one of the things Trump is talking about is eliminating fucking Maduro. Yeah, legit. He's saying like, the Venezuelan people voted that motherfucker out 3 times now, and 3 times he's disregarded the election entirely. So he's like, he's yeah, fucking Biden was making deals with the fucking monster and buying the fucking oil from him. So yeah, Trump is like, yeah, that guy's gone. And he's he's gonna leave, and he's gonna leave on his own once he sees what's coming. You know, he says if the military has to get involved, it has to get involved, but he's gone one way or the other. Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The press didn't cover any of that. That's the problem. So, like, we know that happened. We know that he was buying oil from fucking Venezuela and weird shit like that. But no one else knows what happened. Yeah. Well, the thing is, the claims of morality, from the left are not real. They're not actually moral. They don't care about morality. They just use it as a shield. So as long as they're perceived as moral, it's okay. Because the number of people I've met on the left that are incredibly misogynistic and incredibly racist is fucking mind-boggling. I have rarely met a conservative who's genuinely racist or sexist, or even homophobic for that matter. The only people I've met who are like genuinely hateful of people because of their race or because of their gender or sexuality are all on the left. Oh yeah. And it's not even just against white people. It's against black people and Mexicans too. Like the whole thing of like black people can't get IDs to vote, like that's extremely racist. It's like $15 in 20 minutes at the fucking DMV on a Tuesday to get an ID. It's not hard to do. Any like my clients can do it and they're fucking listening to voices in their fucking head all the time. You know, like Jesus. Oh yeah, Trump won like black women and black men and Latino men and Latino women. Well, I think the black people and the Mexican people who are actual citizens of the U.S. have finally started to figure out that like they're being replaced as the workforce. Like for a long time, they were the ones getting like manufacturing jobs and more of the menial labor jobs, and that's all going to like fucking these illegal aliens that are crossing for way less, and they're getting squeezed out of their own fucking lives, you know, like their own fucking what like chance to make a living. Yeah. I really hope that fucking, I really hope that fucking Samaj is right and there's mass deportations. We need to get rid of all of these people. You know, like, because all they're doing is showing up, trying to force their culture on ours, and committing horrible crimes and doing all these awful things to people. You know, like they need to be gone. Like they're fucking doing female circumcisions and shit in some of the states still. You know, like that shit needs to fucking be out. Like get the fuck out of our country. You don't belong here. Yeah, yeah, I don't have a problem with like the people who are genuinely worthy of being here who come in and do it legally. I respect that. I have nothing but respect. Like my one of my friends in karaoke is coming to the United States from Malaysia, and she's doing all the studying and she's learning all this stuff, and um, she's marrying one of the guys from the group. Like she's marrying a guy. They're gonna be they've gone and visited each other a couple times and everything. So it's not like they're blind marrying or whatever. Um, but like yeah, no, like she's moving here from Malaysia, and it's like I got nothing but respect for that. You know, that's a big fucking thing. You're leaving everything you know and everything you're comfortable with for a chance at a better life, but also just to be with the guy you're interested in. You know, like the guy you're in love with. That's not an easy fucking thing to do. But the people that come across just with their hands out expecting free money and free shit, like those people all gotta fucking go. The people that have no worthwhile skills and came over, get them the fuck out of here. We don't need them. Oh yeah, we'd have had police go in there in force and just fucking lay waste to them. The police would have gone in and there would have been bodies getting stacked up. It wouldn't even have been to arrest people. Yeah. Well, yeah, when they're getting kicked out of their, or they have to pay like rent to their fucking gangs, and then rent to the fucking owner of the property and all this other shit. You know, they're committing crimes in broad daylight. They're doing human trafficking. That's the part that really bothers me the most about the border thing, though. Honestly, is the amount of human trafficking that's going on. Like, and it's all sex trafficking. You know, it's young women, it's children, it's very young men, and they're all being used as like sex slaves by the cartels. It's like that's fucking horrible. Yeah. I liked the way the guy said. I like the way the border guy that's going to be the new border guy was talking about it. He's like, yeah, and when I was a police officer, I separated children from their parents when I arrested their fucking father for drunk driving. You know, yeah, of course I separated the father from the kid. He was committing a crime, and they're like, well, they're not. He's like section da 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 da. You know, like reads off the part where it's like it's a crime to illegally cross the border. And they're like, well, they're they're here as refugees. He's like, no, they're not. That's not refugees. They ceased to be refugees when they passed the first safe country that they could have sought refugee status in. You know? Yeah. Yeah, it's like, no, if you want to go and seek refugee status, fine, but seek it correctly and legally. And international law is very clear that you go to the first country that's safe, and that's where you get to be a refugee. You do not get to go pick whatever country you want. Well, you don't even get to pick the country you move to. If you're in like a country that's right next to Guatemala, and you want to you have to escape your country because of whatever persecution. You get to be a refugee in Guatemala. You don't get to be a refugee in the United States. You don't get to go travel all the way to the United States just because they're going to give you free money. You get to be safe in Guatemala. And the reason is because the language is going to be the same, the culture is going to be very similar. It's going to be very easy for that person to assimilate into that culture as quickly as possible and do well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100% of the people that are seeking refugee status and 100% of the people here illegally need to go. And quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, all the ones from like the gangs and stuff could be go home in a box. I don't give a shit if they're alive or dead when they leave. Preferably dead. Only the gangs. I mean, the people that are just scumbags, like, yeah, they're scumbags, but they should they should probably go to prison and then be deported. But, so that they're felons and can't come back legally in any respect. Prevent them from ever being able to return. Give them a week in prison just so that they can't fucking ever come back. Oh no, it was all about cheap labor. It was 100% about cheap labor and getting votes. It's both. It's both because yeah, votes and cheap labor. That's all they want. Oh, I mean, now it's like factory work too. Like some of it's factory work and farm work, and they want them to fucking watch their kids and be their fucking nannies and shit. It's gross. Oh wow. 100%. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, let's call it because I can